Tonight, you are exactly where you need to be. This gentle meditation is designed to help you unwind, quiet your mind, and slip into deep, restorative relaxation. As you listen, allow your body to soften, your breath to slow, and your thoughts to gently drift away so you can fully surrender to rest. Let's begin by arriving softly in this moment together, creating a small sanctuary of calm that belongs to you and welcomes your whole self exactly as you are. If you feel comfortable, please leave a friendly comment sharing where you are listening from, because seeing your city or country helps us feel like a gentle circle of lights across the world. Your hello makes this space warmer and more connected, and it reminds others that they are not relaxing alone, since we are settling in together under the same peaceful sky. Choose a position that feels kind to your body, whether you are seated with easy support or lying down with your neck and knees comfortably cushioned. Let your hands rest wherever the body says yes, perhaps over your heart, along your belly, or by your sides with your palms turned upward in a gesture of simple receiving. Allow the muscles of your face to loosen, and let your shoulders melt away from your ears as you invite the whole body to trust the ground beneath it. If it feels helpful, soften your gaze toward the floor or gently close your eyes and imagine that the room has been dimmed to the perfect glow for quiet attention. This is your time and your place, and you are not required to achieve anything, because rest and presence do not live in the language of achievement. They live in the language of allowing and noticing, and your breath already speaks this language beautifully. Begin with a slow breath in through the nose, letting the inhale travel down toward the belly, as if you were filling a calm lantern with warm light. Pause briefly at the top, only if it is comfortable, and then exhale through the nose or mouth in a long, quiet stream, as though you were fogging a small mirror with tenderness. Notice how the out-breath unknots the body from the day, and let that untying continue without any need to hurry. Take another gentle inhale and picture the ribs expanding sideways, like sliding doors opening to a garden of evening calm. Let the exhale draw the doors back together with ease, sealing in warmth and kindness without any sense of pressure or demand. Allow your breathing to become a trustworthy companion that knows how to arrive and how to release at exactly the right pace for you. Thoughts may wander and feelings may ripple, and that is completely natural, because movement is part of being human and part of being alive. You can greet each thought the way you might greet a considerate guest, with kindness and with a gentle invitation to rest on a comfortable chair in the corner of your awareness. Let the breath remain your home base, and return to it whenever you notice yourself drifting, because returning is the practice and returning is enough. Bring awareness to the crown of your head, and imagine a soft glow like moonlight filtered through a quiet window settling there with nourishing steadiness. Let that light glide across your scalp and down to your forehead, smoothing any lines of concentration that are no longer needed in this moment. Allow the space between your eyebrows to soften, and let your eyes rest behind your lids as though they were floating in clear, peaceful water. Invite ease into your cheeks and the small muscles around your nose, and notice how your whole expression becomes friendly when the center of your face relaxes. Let your jaw unhook from effort and create a small, natural space between your teeth, while your tongue rests like a quiet leaf on the floor of your mouth. Feel how this simple release sends comfort down into the neck and across the collarbones, because the body listens closely when the face softens. Guide the breath gently to your throat and imagine a spacious archway there, welcoming air to pass through with kindness and with ease. Sense your neck lengthening without strain, as though a caring hand were offering support at the base of your skull. Allow the back of the neck to soften its careful vigilance, and let the front of the throat rest in the assurance that you are safe and you are supported here. Invite your shoulders to drift downward like leaves floating on a calm stream, traveling from effort toward comfort with every exhale. Feel the shoulder blades widen and settle, and notice the warm release that spreads across the upper back as tension loosens in gentle waves. Let gravity become an ally rather than a weight, and let support flow upward from the ground into the softened frame of your body. Allow the warmth of relaxation to move down your upper arms and elbows and feel your forearms grow pleasantly heavy as though a cozy blanket has been placed there with care. Soften your wrists and hands and let your fingers curl or lengthen in the shape that feels most natural and most welcoming. Sense tingling or warmth in your palms, and imagine that sensation as friendly electricity settling into a gentle, restful hum. Bring your attention to your upper back and imagine a wide canvas being smoothed with patience and with kindness, because the fibers of your posture know how to relax when given permission. Let your mid-back expand as the breath arrives, and then melt into support as the breath leaves, like a quiet tide washing toward a peaceful shore. Offer your lower back a subtle adjustment if it asks for one, perhaps by tipping the pelvis to find a sweet alignment that says yes to comfort. Visit your chest and feel a calm brightness there, a glowing lantern that illuminates without glaring and warms without insisting. Allow the inhale to lift that lantern forward and upward, and let the exhale settle it back into the cradle of your ribs. If emotions move through this space, meet them with compassion and let the breath carry their edges towards softness. Guide awareness to your belly and release any protective bracing that gathered during the day, since protection can rest now that you are here and you are held. Encourage the breath to visit this area more fully, letting the belly rise and fall in an easy, natural rhythm that feels like ocean water arriving and departing in perfect timing. If it helps, place a warm palm here and imagine a gentle light that reassures the nervous system with every exhale. Invite your hips to settle like smooth stones, finding their favorite places on a riverbed, not through force, but through a patient return to the most supported shape. Release your glutes and the deep rotators with a kindness that does not rush the process, because softness is always more persuasive than pressure. Notice how your pelvis feels when it is no longer bracing, and let that noticing reinforce the sense that you are safe and you are welcomed by the ground. Let relaxation flow down your thighs, and imagine these strong muscles setting down the day's work with gratitude and relief. Allow your knees to be unguarded and receptive, and appreciate the way flexibility in the joints can become flexibility in the heart. Invite your calves to lengthen and your shins to soften, and feel the lower legs surrender to the invitation of stillness. Soften your ankles and the tops of your feet, and spread your toes just enough to release the tiny muscles that have held you upright with such loyalty. Imagine a warm glow gathering in the soles of your feet, like a pair of small hearths that burn with quiet assurance. Let that warmth rise a little and then settle again, creating a steady anchor that grounds your whole body in gentle presence. Return to your breathing and notice how easily it flows now, as if the body has remembered an ancient lullaby and begun to hum it from the inside. If it feels supportive, allow a simple rhythm to hold you, perhaps inhaling for a gentle count of 4 and exhaling for a gentle count of 6, keeping every number soft and flexible. Let the count dissolve whenever it wishes, because the breath already knows how to soothe you without any instruction at all. Set a simple intention for this practice, and let it be honest and forgiving, because intentions grow most beautifully when they are watered with patience. Perhaps the intention sounds like a wish to rest, or a wish to feel grounded, or a wish to meet the mind with kindness rather than pressure. Whisper your intention inwardly and let it settle in the chest like a small note tucked beneath a candle that will glow throughout this session. If distractions appear, greet them with gratitude for their effort to protect you, and then invite them to relax in the periphery while you continue breathing. You do not need to force them to leave, because even distractions appreciate being treated with courtesy, and courtesy calms the nervous system. Each time you return to your breath, you are strengthening the pathway back home, and that path becomes easier to follow each time you walk it. Imagine now that you are sitting on a quiet shoreline just after sunset, with the sky painted in soft indigo and rose while the water becomes glass in the hush of evening. The air carries a scent of cedar and a hint of rain, and the sound of the smallest waves mirrors the rhythm of your lungs. Every inhale gathers color and peace into your body, and every exhale spreads calm across the surface of your awareness like a watercolor wash. Beside you rests a small basket that can hold any worries you might want to set down, not as a rejection, but as an act of trust that you may revisit them later with fresh eyes. If you wish, place one worry in the basket and watch the tide lift it an inch and lower it an inch, holding it with the same tenderness you are offering yourself. You may place more worries there, or you may leave the basket as it is, because sovereignty is calm and choice is soothing. Let your posture respond to comfort and not to habit, and feel your body reconfigure itself into the most supported version of now. Sense the subtle pleasure of alignment becoming effortless, because true alignment is less about precision and more about permission. Allow that permission to ring through your whole system like a gentle bell that signals the beginning of peace. Bring one hand to your heart and the other to your belly if that feels supportive, and notice how the warmth of your palms meets your internal rhythm with quiet affection. If your pulse feels strong, let it be strong and steady. And if it feels subtle, let it be gentle and true, because every version of your rhythm is worthy of respect. Offer yourself a phrase that feels nourishing, such as "I am safe," or "I am allowed to rest," or "I am present with kindness," and let the words ride the next 3 breaths. Release your hands to their resting places, and notice that the echo of warmth remains in the chest and belly like a lingering glow from a candle newly extinguished. Invite that glow to drift into your shoulders, down your arms, through your torso, and into your legs, so that every region receives a small blessing of ease. Let the warmth collect again at the soles of your feet, forming a gentle anchor that keeps you connected to the ground even as your mind lightens. If you have not already, consider leaving a friendly comment sharing where you are listening from, because your presence brightens this shared practice and helps others feel accompanied. We become a map of soft lights across the planet when we say hello, and that map reminds us that calm can travel and kindness can be contagious. Thank you for adding your small lantern to the circle, since every glow is meaningful and every voice is welcome. Let us shape a gentle transition toward the deeper part of your practice, keeping the breath slow and unforced so the body remains convinced of its safety. As you breathe in, silently note the word soften, and as you breathe out, silently note the word release. allowing the words to be guides rather than commands. You can keep these words or choose your own, because the relationship between your attention and your breath is personal and wise. If you prefer a small movement, invite a tiny sway through the torso that matches your exhale, or a micro tilt of the head that follows your inhale, letting motion be measured and soothing. If stillness feels more supportive, allow stillness to embrace you completely, and notice how stillness becomes a sensation rather than an idea. Either way, you are listening to the body's preferences, and listening is an advanced expression of care. Imagine your breath as a calm river circling the body, gathering tension like fallen leaves and carrying them toward a quiet bend where the water naturally slows and the leaves naturally settle. You do not need to scoop anything from the river, because the current knows how to hold and how to transform with time and tenderness. Trust that your system is continually choosing healing when given the simplest conditions of safety and attention. Consider an intention for after this session, and let it be small enough to keep. Perhaps a promise to speak to yourself with gentler words, or a promise to pause before the next task and feel your feet on the floor. Small promises become real changes when they are held with affection rather than pressure, and affection grows easily in an environment of patience. You are cultivating that patience right now, breath by breath, moment by moment, without needing proof beyond the feeling of ease expanding through you. As we prepare to close this introduction or drift into a deeper meditation, gather one more nourishing inhale and picture that breath filling a lantern at the center of your chest with warm, golden light. Rest gently at the top, and then exhale slowly as the lantern shares its glow outward to your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your ribs, your belly, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, and your feet. Allow that glow to linger where it is most needed, and let it remind you that softness is strength in the language of the nervous system. If your eyes are closed and you want to open them, allow a few light blinks and let the room return like dawn touching the edge of a quiet window. If your eyes prefer to stay closed, keep them soft and heavy, and continue drifting on the gentle tide of your breath. You are welcome to remain here, or you can move seamlessly into your next practice, carrying forward the calm you have grown. You're doing wonderful. You have arrived in a place where there is no hurry, no performance, and no expectation beyond breathing with kindness and letting the evening carry you. Feel the support beneath you, remembering the shape of your ease and meeting it with loyal steadiness. Let your shoulders slide away from your ears as if two small birds have lifted them and set them down in a safer branch. Allow the back of your head to grow pleasantly heavy, perfectly cradled, as your jaw unhooks from effort and your tongue floats like a quiet leaf on calm water. Breathe in as though you are gathering moonlight into your ribs, and breathe out as though you are releasing the day into a gentle river that knows the way home. Imagine your brow smoothing into a horizon at dusk, level and peaceful, while your eyes rest behind their lids like two lakes without wind. Everything in you understands the invitation to soften, and everything around you agrees to be quiet while you do. Ahead, the imagination opens a door into the night, and the night is friendly and patient, and ready to carry you without asking a single question. A cobblestone path glows faintly beneath a low silver moon, each stone keeping a memory of sunshine and passing it to your feet as a warmth that says you are welcome. Somewhere nearby, an old wooden gate stands open, and beyond it the garden exhales chamomile, lavender, and a hint of vanilla, as if the air has learned the art of reassurance. You follow the path to a little bridge arched over a slim river of melted starlight, and you pause in the middle to look at the reflection of the moon, kept perfectly like a coin on velvet. The water tells you that it knows how to carry chatter away, and you feel the day's leftover narratives loosen and sail downstream toward a listening sea. Breath by breath, your body answers the river's hush, and your mind becomes simple again, steady like a lantern that will not blow out. On the far side of the bridge, a small lantern bows its honey-colored flame, recognizing you the way a friend recognizes the sound of your steps in the dark. It lights a gentle bend in the path that leads to a cottage half hidden beneath climbing roses and ivy, its windows glowing with the kind of warmth that never demands and always invites. When you lift the latch, the door swings inward without a creak, and the home accepts you with a sigh that sounds like pages turning in a well-loved book. Inside, a cushioned chair waits near the hearth with a thick knit blanket draped over its back, dyed in quiet colors of dusk, indigo, lilac, and faded gold. You sit and draw the blanket up around your shoulders, and the chair reshapes itself to your comfort, as if it has been studying your favorite way to rest. The kettle sings softly in the corner, promising a cup of something that tastes like peace and feels like being remembered. On a small table rests a book stamped with your initial, silver and mooncool. When you open it, the first page is blank and luminous, and then slowly letters appear like fireflies assembling a gentle message from the night. It tells you that softness is brave, that pausing is wise, and that surrender is not the opposite of strength, but one of its kindest forms. You turn another page and find a drawing of a star path, a walkway across the sky stitched with constellations that look like quilt blocks made from light. Touching the image turns the ink into air and the paper into a door, and the cottage becomes a threshold you can step through at the pace of a long, unhurried breath. You pass through and find yourself standing on a path of cool stars that hold your weight confidently and glow brighter beneath your feet. The world below sleeps in gentle outlines, meadows rolled like soft blankets, rivers silvering their way through kind hills, rooftops curled like resting cats. Above, a slow cloud shaped like a small ship glides near and lowers a ramp woven from moonbeams, and you step aboard with the certainty of someone boarding a familiar friend. Bellflowers twine the rail and chime only when you exhale, each delicate note a reminder that release sounds like music when heard with the heart. The cloud ship knows the route to the lake of quiet reflections, a round mirror set in the fabric of night where the moon rests her cheek and the stars sip from silver water. Dream moths drift alongside with wings patterned like leaf veins and slow rivers, and their flight writes soft spirals of comfort in the air. With every spiral, your nervous system is persuaded toward gentleness, like a tide guided by a faithful moon hidden kindly within you. When the ship reaches the lake, a pier of polished driftwood extends from a floating boathouse with window panes lit in amber. You step down and the boards answer with a friendly creak, and the lake matches your breathing as if the whole water were practicing resonance with your chest. On the pier's end rests a carved box filled with a soft brush and sheets of shimmering paper, tender tools for painting what can be set down. Dip the brush into the lake and paint the outline of one worry, not with judgment, but with the honesty of naming. Watch it fade as the water dries, and see how the page returns to blankness, the way a pond returns to glass after accepting a stone and then forgetting it kindly. Paint another thought and another, each dissolving without ceremony, while the ribs unbutton themselves from the inside and the spine lengthens into ease. Lanterns the size of blossoms flicker to life along the shoreline, each holding a tiny moon that blinks hello as you pass. They lead to the boathouse, where a hammock hangs between two beams, woven from silver threads and night-soft fiber that smells faintly of cedar and summer rain. You ease into the hammock and it cups you completely, as if it has sworn a quiet oath to hold every part of you that has ever carried too much. Above, the roof is slatted to reveal constellations, and wind moves through the spaces with the gentlest hush, like a librarian closing one book and opening another. The lake licks the pilings with silk sounds while crickets keep a slow tempo, and far away a waterfall whispers steadily, reassuring you that continuity can be soft. The whole night arranges itself into a lullaby composed in the key of your breath. Let your awareness travel to your feet and invite them to grow warm and heavy, rooted like smooth stones in shallow, sun-warmed water. Allow your ankles to slacken and your calves to lengthen, their fibers unspooling from attempts to hold the day upright. Let your knees soften from guardians into guests, and feel your thighs settle into the hammock like travelers finally welcomed by a quiet inn. Welcome your hips to nestle into perfect hollows as your lower back releases its diligent guarding, and your belly becomes a calm tide, guided by an inner moon. Feel your ribs widen kindly on the inhale and return on the exhale, not as doors slamming, but as curtains moving in a friendly breeze. Let the center of your chest glow like a small lantern that warms without glaring and invites everything toward comfort. Allow that warmth to pour through your shoulders and flow down your arms like liquid dusk, pooling in your palms where a pleasant tingling begins. Your hands remember how to be simple hands that do not need to grip any lists or hold any decisions tonight. Your fingers curve or lengthen in whatever shape says yes to rest, and that yes travels inward the way tide travels beneath a pier. Bring attention to the back of your neck and let it lengthen as though someone you love placed a warm palm there. Let your cheeks soften, your lips rest, and your eyelids grow deliciously heavy, like velvet drapes that know exactly when to close. Inside your head, imagine windows opening to a garden where thoughts become quiet birds that tuck their beaks beneath their wings and sleep. If a thought arrives loud and eager, offer it kindness and a cushion near the boathouse door where a tiny lantern glows. Tell the thought that it did its work today and that the night will keep watch now, and notice how relief loosens its edges until it becomes a soft shape, content to rest. You never have to push away what you can soothe with friendliness. The hammock sways in a pattern so subtle that your body takes up the rhythm instinctively, like remembering the steps to a dance learned in childhood. Every easy swing backward gathers leftover tension, and every gentle swing forward lays that tension into the lake, where it melts into rings of light. Support rises from beneath and calm descends from above, and you rest in the sweet middle where receiving becomes the only thing to do. In the rafters, a soft ladder of moonbeams appears, leading to a hidden loft called the Night Library. Without moving, you find yourself among shelves bound in dusk-colored linen, where titles glow in silver script that changes into your favorite words for peace. You open a book with your initials on the cover, and the letters rearrange themselves into a story that reads like a permission slip for rest. The words lift from the page and float toward you as tiny seeds of light that settle into shoulders, ribs, belly, hips, and thighs. Where they land, warmth blossoms, and where warmth blossoms, tension dissolves, and where tension dissolves, breath deepens until it feels like a tide that has found perfect moon. You return the book to its place, knowing it will always open to the page you need when you come again. You are back in the hammock, and the boathouse offers its small, contented sigh as if to say, "You are exactly where you belong." Through the slats above, stars tilt their gentle faces toward you, and the moon drapes a softer veil across the lake so dreams can arrive without shyness. Breath follows breath, and the room inside your body becomes wide with quiet. If you like an easy rhythm, let your inhale be a calm gathering, and your exhale be a longer release, the out-breath turning into a warmed blanket that tucks you in. Keep numbers soft and optional, because your body accepts kindness more deeply than it accepts rules. And if the pattern wishes to dissolve, let it go, trusting that the river of your breath knows the way home even in the deepest dark. A willow leans across the water and writes cursive ripples with its fingertips, spelling a single word over and over that looks like peace no matter which language you speak. The posts of the boathouse hum their low wooden note, and the lake answers with a silvered echo that settles beneath your ribs. Even the quiet knows your name and pronounces it like a blessing. The scene softens at the edges and turns slightly luminous, as if someone turned the brightness down on the world and turned the warmth up inside your heart. You move toward sleep the way a feather moves toward a velvet cushion, sure of landing, sure of belonging, sure of being received. There is nothing left to fix and nothing left to plan, because night is handling everything that can be handled while saving the rest for a wiser morning. Let one last wave of release flow from your forehead to your eyes, to your jaw, to your throat, to your chest, to your belly, to your hips, to your thighs, to your knees, to your calves, to your ankles, and to your feet. At each place, whisper yes to comfort, yes to support, and yes to being held, and feel how yes opens every inner door. Your breath rocks you, the hammock cradles you, the lake keeps time for you, and the stars stand gentle guard. As you drift, remember that this path is yours to revisit. The lantern by the bridge, the cottage with the book, the cloud ship and the lake and the boathouse that sings your name. They live within you and wait without impatience, because true rest never hurries and never forgets. Let sleep meet you at the precise pace that feels kind, and let the night stay near while dreams knit their quiet remedies. You are safe in this hush, wrapped in the soft architecture of darkness, accompanied by every calm thing that loves you. The moon lowers another inch, the willow releases one leaf, and the water takes it in without a ripple, the same way your body takes in the next breath. The world grows sweetly dim, and your inner light becomes the only lamp you need now. Float on the smallest tide, held by a universe that understands how to carry you without words and without effort. Let the night fold you carefully, tuck the corners with tenderness, and draw the silver curtain to just the right degree. That ends tonight's journey, but you're welcome to stay a bit longer. Now let's fly across the sleepy night sky. You are not required to try hard or hold anything tightly, because the night is ready to carry you with a gentle steadiness that asks for nothing in return. Imagine your body resting upon a calm cloud that fits you perfectly, supportive and soft, buoyant and sure, cradling every place that wants to relax. Let your jaw unclasp as if a small key turned in an invisible lock, and allow your tongue to rest like a leaf upon quiet water while your brow smooths into a peaceful horizon. The room around you grows slightly softer at the edges, and the inside of you grows slightly brighter with comfort, as if the heart had lit a lantern for the rest of you to follow. A window in your imagination opens without a sound, and cool night air drifts in with the scent of moonlit lake water and the sweetness of flowers that bloom only after dusk. Curtains breathe in and out at your rhythm, as if the whole space has agreed to exhale whenever you exhale, and to welcome every new breath with patience. You step forward in your mind and feel the sky greet you like a familiar friend, broad and velvet, studded with kind and unhurried stars. Far below, rooftops fold like resting hands while rivers unwind as silver threads across the hushed landscape. A friendly cloud draws close, shaped like a small ship with a deck of pale light, and a rail entwined with bellflowers that ring only when you let go. You step aboard, and the cloud ship learns your pace instantly, rocking the gentlest amount, so soothing that your breath deepens without any instruction at all. You drift along a path of constellations that looks like stepping stones set in the sky, each star brightening a little as you pass, as if tipping its hat in welcome. The moon keeps you company from a respectful distance, compassionate and steady, bright enough to make the world simple without washing away the tenderness of night. Somewhere to your right, a flock of dream moths glides in slow spirals, their wings patterned with soft maps and secret lullabies that speak the language of ease. Breathing becomes a tide moving through your chest, a tide that gathers quiet on the inhale and spreads quiet on the exhale, polishing the shoreline of your nerves with every pass. You feel the day begin to slide from your shoulders the way a shawl slips from a hook, falling into the care of the cloud ship that knows how to hold what you no longer need to carry. Your thoughts, once quick and bright, grow drowsy and courteous, taking seats along the deck to watch the stars while you rest at the center of your own gentle journey. Ahead, a silver arch of mist appears, a doorway into deeper quiet where voices become whispers and movements become unhurried. As the ship glides beneath the arch, the air warms by a breath and sweetens by a note, as if a distant kettle had poured comfort straight into the night. Your ribs widen another fraction as you inhale, and your shoulders loosen another inch as you exhale, responding to an invitation that arrives wordlessly and lovingly. A lake gathers in the sky, round as a coin and still as a mirror, holding the moon's reflection with reverence and allowing the stars to drink from its silver edge. The cloud ship slows until it barely moves, and a narrow pier of driftwood extends from a tiny boathouse whose windows glow like honey and home. You step onto the pier, and the boards speak with a friendly creak, while the lake breathes with you so faithfully that you cannot help but trust your own rhythm. At the end of the pier rests a carved box, decorated with feathers and shells and small waves that seem to travel when the moonlight touches them. Inside you find a soft brush and a stack of shimmering paper, made for painting worries with water so that their shapes can fade without argument. You dip the brush into the lake and draw the outline of a single heavy thought, only enough to name it, and then watch it disappear as the paper dries back into peace. You paint another thought and another, each one dissolving like breath upon a window, until the stack of paper looks almost unused and your chest feels spacious and bright. Muscles along your spine release their careful holding, and your belly remembers a gentle tide that belongs to you and to the moon within you. A pleasant quiet fills the places where effort once lived, not an emptiness, but a luminous simplicity that leaves room for sweet, unhurried dreams. Lanterns wake along the shoreline like small moons cupped in glass, blinking hello as you pass toward the boathouse where a hammock swings between two old beams. The fabric is woven from silver threads and night-soft fibers that smell faintly of cedar after rain, and it understands your shape the moment you lie down. You are held from beneath and soothed from above, with the roof's slats gifting a scatter of star view, while the water below hums a song with no sharp edges. Let your awareness visit your feet and feel them warm and heavy, like smooth stones resting in shallow water that has kept the day's sun as a kindness for night. Invite your ankles to unclasp their vigilance while your calves lengthen with relief, and notice the way comfort moves upward like a slow glow. Let your knees soften from guardians into guests, and allow your thighs to sink into the hammock with the satisfaction of travelers finally welcomed at a quiet inn. Welcome your hips to settle into perfect hollows, so your lower back can exhale its diligent watchfulness, while your belly rises and falls like a harbor at peace. Your ribs widen kindly on the inhale and draw inward on the exhale, as if curtains were breathing with the open window of your heart. A soft light appears behind your sternum, a lantern that warms without glare and radiates through your shoulders, arms, and hands. Let the shoulders drift outward and downward, unfastening the tiny hooks of tension that once tried to help, and thank them for their service as they rest. Feel your upper arms grow pleasantly heavy, your elbows unburdened, your forearms quiet and warm, and your palms pooling with a friendly tingling. Your fingers find their natural curve or lengthen in unstudied ease, simply being hands that hold nothing more tonight than the promise of sleep. Travel to the back of your neck and imagine a kind palm resting there, reminding your head that the world can hold its weight while you float. Your cheeks soften, your lips rest in a gentle shape, and your eyelids become velvet curtains that close at the perfect moment for the theater of dreams to begin. Inside your mind, a quiet breeze moves through the rooms of thought and carries out the day's echoes, leaving only the furniture of peace arranged just as you like it. Outside, an owl calls once, a librarian of the dark inviting hush across the shelves of the forest. A waterfall replies with a steady whisper, silky and sure, a promise that continuity can be soft and that time can be kind. Crickets keep the slowest tempo, loyal and calm, a percussion section made of stars and grass. If a thought grows bright at the edge of your awareness, thank it for caring and offer it a cushion near the door, along with a tiny lantern and a blanket of patience. Let it rest and listen to the night, and watch how its edges soften once it realizes it does not have to protect you in this hour. Friendliness toward thoughts becomes the shortest path to quiet, and you travel it with effortless grace. A ladder of moonbeams lowers from the rafters into your chest, leading to a hidden loft called the Night Library, where the books know your name and your pace. Without moving a muscle, you find yourself among dusk-bound volumes whose titles glimmer like constellations, each one a chapter of permission cleverly disguised as a story. You open a thin book embossed with your initials, and the letters glow softly before rising like fireflies to settle into the places of you that hunger for rest. Where each firefly lands, warmth blossoms, and where warmth blossoms, tension slips into the floorboards and becomes part of the old wood's wisdom. You return the book to its shelf and feel the ladder guide you back to the hammock, while the boathouse exhales a satisfied little sigh that sounds like yes. Starlight sprinkles itself through the slats above you, while the lake mirrors the sky's patience and promises to keep time while you drift. If you enjoy simple rhythms, let the inhale count be soft and small, while the exhale lengthens as a warmed blanket that tucks the body in from the inside. Keep the numbers flexible and kind so your nervous system hears encouragement rather than instruction, and let the pattern dissolve whenever it wishes. Trust that your breath is a river that already knows the way, even when you are not steering. A willow leans over the water and writes cursive ripples with its fingertips, spelling the same word again and again in every language of calm. The posts of the boathouse hum a low wooden note, and the lake answers with a silver echo that settles beneath your ribs and rocks you from the inside. Even the quiet says your name gently, as if it has known you for years and is pleased you have come home to rest. Your inner landscape opens like a meadow at midnight, where night-blooming flowers tip wide cups to catch the dew of promises that are kept. You wander this meadow without moving, walking on the hush of your breath while a small companion, perhaps a fox of light or a bird of stars, keeps pace at your side. The two of you pause at a pool clear enough to show the sky its own kindness, and the sky blushes, pleased to be seen with such tenderness. You lift a handful of quiet from the pool and press it to your heart, and it spreads like warm starlight through your chest and shoulders and belly. It flows through your hips and legs and settles in your heels, creating an anchor that holds you sweetly even as you float. In this sensation, you recognize that rest is not the absence of life, but the place where life is most beautifully held. The meadow fades back into the boathouse as gently as a page is turned, while the hammock continues its nearly invisible sway like a lullaby written in motion. Lanterns along the pier lower their lids to a syrupy glow, and the moon draws a softer veil across the lake so dreams can arrive without shyness. All around you, the scene agrees to speak in whispers and to move at the speed of kindness. Let a final wave of release flow from your forehead to your eyes, to your jaw and throat, to your chest and belly, to your hips and thighs, to your knees and calves, and all the way to your ankles and feet. At each stop along the way, quietly say yes to comfort and yes to support, and yes to being carried by something larger than effort. Feel how yes opens every inner door with a soft click that needs no sound to be understood. There is nothing left to solve and nothing left to plan, because the night has taken the watch and will keep it faithfully until gentle morning. Your breath is your companion and your guide. Your hammock is your cradle. Your lake is your metronome, and your stars are your kind, patient friends. Sleep begins to gather around you like fog on a river, softening edges and turning the world into watercolor. If a small part of you wonders whether it is safe to let go, place that part in the warm palm of your attention, and let the palm rest upon your heart for a little while. Offer a phrase such as "you are safe," or "you are loved," or "you may rest," and notice how the body understands these words faster than the mind. When the reassurance has landed, let your hand drift back to stillness as the warmth lingers like amber light on a quiet wall. The waterfall continues its silky recital in the distance, while the owl closes a ledger of the night with a soft rustle, satisfied that all is in order for dreaming. Stars dim their brilliance to a drowsy shimmer, as if pulling quilts to their chins and settling in beside you in solidarity. The moon leans a little lower, tucking you in with the kind of attention that never hurries and always knows what to do next. When your mind scans the body, it finds a landscape of comfort, a constellation of ease where every point of light is a muscle that has chosen softness. The breath keeps its faithful loop, gathering and giving, arriving and releasing, a quiet exchange that brings you deeper into the heart of night. You cross a threshold as softly as a feather lands upon velvet, sure of belonging, sure of being received. Remember that this sky path lives inside you and can be opened whenever you need it, simply by noticing one kind inhale and one generous exhale. The cloud ship is tied at its mooring of moonlight. The boathouse keeps its gentle vigil, and the night library waits with your page marked by a silver ribbon. They are patient friends, and they will meet you here again whenever you wish, without conditions and without delay. Rest now in the cradle that the world has made for you, with darkness as the softest blanket and quiet as the sweetest lullaby. Let your dreams arrive as glimmers that become stories, and let those stories stitch calm into every fold of your night. That ends tonight's journey, but you're welcome to stay a bit longer.